Hi, my name is Kaya, and I'm a yoga therapist and teacher and Sleep Matters ambassador. Lack of sleep can cause a wide variety of physical and mental health issues. If we don't sleep enough, our bodies can't properly recover, and lack of sleep can also cause us to feel more stressed, hungry during the day, have a lack of concentration, and feel more agitated in general. Right now, I'll be demonstrating a series of yoga poses which can help you to improve your sleeping patterns. These poses can be practiced right before bed or at any other time during the day to decrease stress, anxiety, and feelings of general fatigue. So the first thing we're going to do here with my lovely student Sam is a little bit of meditation. And meditation is great to calm the mind, especially after a busy day at work where you're multitasking, where you have to think about all these things that you need to do, that need to be done. It's great to just sit down for a couple of moments, to focus on the breath, and to really quiet down. So what we do, we just sit on a pillow, or you can take a blanket or a towel in order for the hips to be slightly rotated forwards. And then you just place the hands on the knees, close the eyes, and focus on the breathing, or you can even focus on a specific place in the body. And what we're trying to do here is really to quiet down the thoughts. So it doesn't mean that you have to stop thinking, but it means that you just observe your thoughts. And each time you find yourself distracted or going back into things that need to be done or that you have done, you try to bring yourself back to the breath. And after this, we can continue with a very simple posture where we're going to drop the forehead on the block. And again, this pose is highly suitable to calm down the mind, which is one of the most important things in order for us to sleep properly. So we're just going to sit cross-legged on the floor, so you don't have to sit on a pillow in this case. You place the block in front of you, and you can also use a stack of books or anything else which can support your head if you don't have a block at home. We're just going to come forward, placing the hands around the block, elbows on the floor, and dropping the forehead onto the block. And now here, you want to make sure that you're breathing nicely, calmly, deep in and exhalations. And at the same time, you can imagine that any excess thoughts or negativity or anything that you want to get rid of is just being released out of the mind, out of the brain, onto the block. And if this is too low for you because you don't have the flexibility in the hips or anything else, you can of course use two of them. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you're comfortable. So you can also be here. For the next pose, we're going to need two blankets or one thick blanket, and you're going to fold them in like a nice thick roll and place them in the length on your mat. Now, Sam is sitting here in front of the blanket, so make sure that you're not sitting on top. The sacrum can be touching. And then you're going to place the feet together and drop the knees out. Yeah. And bring the feet a little closer if you can. And then from here, you're slowly going to roll down onto the blanket, and then lift your head. You can fold the top to support the head and neck. Yeah? And then again, try to relax the shoulders, move the shoulders really nicely away from the ears, palms facing up, and just closing the eyes and relaxing here. Now this pose is deeply restorative. It means it gives back energy to the body. And at the same time, it has an additional effect for balancing out the hormonal system for women. So it's a very good pose to do if you're suffering from PMS or menstrual cramps or anything along those lines. So during this pose, you want to make sure that you're breathing deeply into the belly, into the lower belly. So deep, long in and exhalations, which will help you to relax even more. Okay, so for the very last pose, we're going to do a full relaxation, full body relaxation. You can do this pose either on the blankets or fully on the floor. Personally, I like to do the pose on the blankets because it just allows me to relax a little bit deeper. And this pose is called Shavasana, and it's the corpse pose. It's the full relaxation. And the pose itself says it all, or the name itself says it all. We're trying to be like a dead body. So lying again back on the blankets or on the floor, and I make sure that the pelvis is really heavy and the sacrum is really resting onto the mat. The palms are facing upwards. The feet are hip distance apart and just relaxing, flopping out. Shoulders away from the ears. And here I'm breathing deeply, focusing on the breath. And you can almost see this as a lying down meditation. So you're not supposed to sleep. You're not supposed to drift off in thoughts, but you're trying to stay present in the moment and just taking long and deep breaths, focusing on the breath or on a spot in the body. In order to get the full benefits of this sequence, try to stay in each pose for a while, a few minutes, I would say. And meditation would be great if you could do 5 to 10 minutes every day, building up to 30 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, sleep matters.